Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a loaf chopping video. It's, as usual, going to be a mess. Hopefully the chopping part will not be that big of a mess, but yeah, we're just going to go with it. I have gloves on today because last time I had wax all in my nails and everything else. So I actually purchased a D-stash. So the first thing I'm going to be chopping is Cookie Monster's Haze. This smells amazing. I love Purple Haze and then Cookie Monster mixed together. I actually have 3 of these, I think. I got 2 from a D-stash, and I have a D-stash haul. This is from the D-stash haul. I was going to cut and rebag everything since it's a little bit on the, well, not older side. This isn't old at all. What am I talking about? Not on the older side, but you know, sometimes when you get D-stashes in and they just don't look that great. Not bad, but you know, they look like they've been around because you don't really know how many times they've been destashed. I don't know this. So today was my daughter's first day of school. She's a senior this year. And I don't know if anyone else feels like this at all, but like last year, some of the parents were already saying like, oh my God, this is their last day as a junior. And I get it. I get that we're all gonna be sad, and there's probably gonna be some tears at graduation. But at the same hand, I mean, on the same hand, I feel like it's a stepping stone for them. You know, like, yes, it's gonna be sad. You know, your kids will either go off to college or they'll take a different path in life, or you know, whatever it is that they're gonna do, they're gonna leave. Or they might stay and go like to community college for a few years. I know my daughter's been kind of thinking about that because you can save a little bit of money doing the community college thing for 2 years just to get the basic credits out of the way. I've kind of been pushing her to go to a 4-year right off the bat because I think you kind of miss the whole experience of like being in a sorority, and if that's what you want to do. I don't know, but that's for her to figure out and decide. But we have put away college money for her, and I think right now, I think we have, well, we can pay for all 4 years of her college except for housing. I think what we have money invested in does not pay for the housing part of college. So that's like where the money comes in, you know, where it costs, which is why the 2-year community college might be smarter. So I'm gonna go ahead and I have my timer set over here so that I don't go longer than like 21 minutes because my camera will shut off. So this is probably gonna be like a 2-parter type of deal, or I don't know. So that's Cookie Monster's Haze. And I'm just gonna stick it over there. So I bought a D-stash and I feel so bad for the lady. I have never seen this before, but for some reason when I went to go pay, it came up as an e-check. And I've never had that happen before. I didn't know it was gonna go through as an e-check. It just had that option there, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what's happening? Why is it saying, like, why is that e-check even there? Like, that's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna do an e-check. Sure enough, I sent it through and it went through as an e-check. I was so embarrassed. I've been buying D-stashes for probably, I don't know, 4 years now. Never had my PayPal show e-check before. And it didn't really say that it was gonna pay as an as an e-check. It just looked like it was an option that you could choose, but I didn't choose it. So I had to email the lady, which was super embarrassing. And I was like, something happened, I'm not really sure. She was really, really nice about it, but I felt like such an ass. I was just like, some people wouldn't have been so kind. Like, I know some of those people on the Wax D-Stash group would have been like, why is this girl paying e-check? And so yeah, I'd never seen it before, so be aware. I don't know why that even happened or what the deal was, but it was very strange. Never had an e-check issue before, or even been offered to pay by e-check, so I don't know what happened, but it literally took gosh, I want to say it took almost like 5 or 6 days to go through, which is weird because like a few days later I bought a de-stash just like normal, and you know, it goes right through. So I don't know, I felt bad for the lady. I was like, I feel like I should be sending you wax back in return because it was such a it show. But anyways, so this next one is Canola Embeds Day Tripper Over Pour. I really like the scent of Day Tripper. So when I saw that she had this up for de-stash. Also, the other thing is, I figured maybe she really didn't mind because I noticed that de-stashes are not really like selling super fast. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so yeah, when I was watching the de-stash group, sometimes I get really like de-stash crazy. Like I want de-stashes. And so I was watching the page and I just kept noticing that some of de-stashes just sat there, and like normally, you know, some of them I was like, I would be all over that if I could just buy unlimited de-stashes, but you know, I can't be buying unlimited de-stashes. There's no point in that. And yeah, they just sat there forever, and they were good de-stashes, but they just weren't moving. So I was just like, what's going on? Like, does anybody know? It just seems like de-stashes move really, really, really slow. And it's good stuff too. So, I don't know. Let's see. Of course, I'm using the janky old microwave. We don't have, I don't know if I've said this before, we don't have a microwave in our house. Like this one I pull out from the garage. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, if it's eventually gonna go to the Goodwill, or if I'm gonna keep it just for wax loaf cutting. I don't know. So in my last video, when I said I was gonna do a loaf chopping video, I asked you guys to put some complaints that you have about vendors. I also asked for YouTubers too, but you guys were kind and didn't put any YouTuber stuff. So, that feels pretty good. Day Tripper is kind of reminds me of Purple Haze a little bit. It kind of reminds me, oh, this one's kind of cracked. Let's see if we can still cut this. It has a pretty big embed in there too. Let's see how this works. Okay, so the first comment I got, and I'll go ahead and just say, and then I was trying to keep it anonymous. I was like, if you guys want to message me on Insta, but I don't think anybody messaged me on Insta. So I won't say your handle or whatever, YouTube handle. So a pet peeve, not necessarily a complaint of mine, is that many vendors live in Middle or Eastern America while I live on the West Coast. So they base their restock according to Central or Eastern time, which is super early for Pacific, and I often miss them. Okay, well, I don't live on Pacific time, so I can't really speak to that. But I know Candles from the Keeping Room. I know she usually opens up real early. So I guess for like Pacific people, that would be rough. Because I know before, like I'm in Central time. Oh, that's nice. That cut really good. Central time, I know she's opened at like 7 a.m., 6:30. So I know for East Coast, that would be super early. Now, someone like VCS, which usually opens at like 9, which would be 7 for Pacific, I would not mind that. And let me tell you why. I would actually prefer an earlier time because I base my mornings around the restock. I don't know why. I get the jitters, especially for VCS. Like, I get a lot of jitters when VCS restock is happening because, whoops, okay, what's happening here? Oh, we got, I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of like, that was a little too much, I think, on that guy. This smells really good though. So, let's see, what was I saying? So VCS gets me like really worked up. And so honestly, I would rather just get it out of the way first thing in the morning. Now, I was thinking back on this, like I was thinking about some of these questions, and I was like, I remember back in the day when you didn't know what times restocks were going to be, so you had to sit around and wait all day. Oh, those were the worst. I can't believe, like, I probably wasted a good, I don't know, 2 weeks of my life waiting around for those restocks. Do you guys remember those? When they didn't tell you when they were going to open up, they just opened and you had to be ready. You never knew what time it was going to be. I don't think I bought much from VCS during those times. because I don't remember waiting around that much. But yeah, I totally get that frustration. I'll just say for like hectic restocks, I prefer an earlier time just because I want to get it out of the way, and it just makes me nervous, like, because I know exactly what I want and I'm afraid I'm not going to get it. And so I'd rather just get it. What I was saying is I'd rather just get it over with first thing in the morning. So, but I do understand that complaint. Maybe they should switch it up, you know, 1 month do it this way and then 1 month make the time a little bit later. That would be fine too. Okay, so the next question I have here. Oh, Teresa's so funny. She says, oh, is this for an upcoming chopping video? Here is my comment. I don't like when vendors do not respond back when you contact them for status or email them a question. Yeah, that seems like bad, like business practice. Anyways, I don't know what vendor she's referring to. I think most of the vendors that I've ever had to email get right back to me just because it makes sense. So you're not really doing your business very much justice if you don't answer stuff back. So this is Hitchhawk Presents Embeds Cookie Monster Overpour. This one has, I think it has, smelling like a berry, some sort of berry. So this is only a partial chunk, but you can see like the bag just, I mean, not the bag, but the tin. I don't know what happened. Like my wax doesn't look like that, which is fine. Like I said, you don't know how many times it's been destashed or what it's been through. Sasha did a really good video a couple days ago talking about destashes and needing to be careful who you buy from because there are scammers. And then Susan says, love you and your videos. Thank you, Susan. She's always so sweet. I need to text her. Tara Lynn. Okay, hey Tara Lynn. I know you. She says, I don't really have a problem with any vendors besides the obvious things that the shady ones do. Mine is mostly with customers. Okay, hold on a sec. I gotta flip this. Okay. Let's see. The ones that take the time out to complain on a vendor's page that they weren't able to order for whatever reason, mostly a pity party or a sob story that drives me crazy. Yeah, a lot of people used to do that on VCS. I used to see that all the time about how quickly something went and they weren't able to get it and that their computer wasn't working right or the site wasn't working correctly. And I have never had that happen. I've never had I think maybe once. And it was from a completely different vendor. I hope I cooked this long enough. I don't have there's no timer on this microwave, so like the middle is really soft, but the ends are not. How do I solve that? See? Ugh. Well, that looks like a big mess. But yeah, and then usually they end up doing like a flounce. They'll complain and then enough people will comment and then they'll realize that nobody's going to put up with it, so they leave. My friend Liz always says flounce. I think that's her word. I feel like she says that, but yeah, I used to see that a lot at VCS. So yeah, I'll get to the next question in just a second. This loaf is really kind of messy. I'm going to rebag them. I'm going to put them in new bags. I hope these gloves don't bust on me. I'm not, oh crap. I'm not wiping down. I have a ton of loaves to cut, like a ton. So I was like, I really need, it's been on my mind to do a loaf cutting video for a while. And I just haven't had time. Do you guys want me to do a haul on this destash? I got quite a few things. I don't know. If you guys are interested in a haul on the destash, I'll do one. I got some nice stuff. I love Belle Mead Beauty. This is the next one that I'm gonna do. I did warm this. I have my own, I have another loaf, but I wanted a second one just because I really like this scent a lot. Just really nice. There we go. You have to like I think it's white nectarine and like velvet sugar. It's really pretty. Just, I don't know, just different from anything else, you know? Okay, I think I'll finish this one and then I'll stop and then do a part 2. Let's see. I don't think I've had any bad experiences with vendors. Okay, I just said earlier I wasn't gonna say handle names and I said Tara Lynn, so okay, I won't do it anymore. I don't think I've had any bad experience with vendors. However, totally not the fault of vendors, but good grief. Shipping and handling is making me slow way down on ordering. Okay. When you only want a couple of items and the shipping is going to be at least as much or maybe more than the products. I know this is not the vendor's fault, so I hope people do not mistake this comment as a complaint against vendors. And yeah, I agree with that. There are some wax vendors, like VCS is just flat $10, you know, but usually you're ordering enough from VCS that, I mean, your order usually from VCS is at least like $50 to $100, for most people. I guess it depends on what you're buying. If you're just buying mostly like the 4-packs and stuff, then it may not be as much, but usually she has a loaf or 2 that people want, or blossom bags, so usually your order ends up being in that $100 range, $90 range. So $10 doesn't bother me as much. It's when you're ordering like scent shots or something, like that would really get on my nerves. I'm trying to think. I know like Super Tarts has kept her shipping pretty fair. You know, if you buy clamshells, she usually just charges the padded flat rate envelope, so usually you try to order as many clamshells as will fit in a padded flat rate envelope. Ooh. So this morning has been interesting to say the least. We had some very interesting things happen this morning. Just like nothing major, just, see, am I still on the screen here? Okay, actually, let me find another question really quick. Oh, that one's just a compliment. Okay, you know what, I'm not gonna answer it. I'll wait until part 2 because this other one I want to talk about for a minute. But yeah, so how is everyone else doing? Have you started school? I know when I lived in California, we didn't start until after Labor Day. So for some people, the middle of August seems super early, which, I mean, I remember starting, like, I remember having all of September, well, not all of September, but like all of August, and then starting school after Labor Day. So I don't know if they've changed that though. I feel like I've heard from people in California that said that that's changed a bit. Oh, that's okay. All right, so let me stop and come back and we will chit chat some more. Okay, I'll see you guys in a minute.